Hello and welcome back to the one, the only Welsh Watch podcast. It's a new year and sorry for the lack of uploads in the past few weeks. It's been a busy schedule and we wanted to enjoy Christmas. Not really. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas and a happy new year. And I am joined with the usual suspects, Lee.
Hello everyone, good to be back.
Tom.
All right, happy new year.
Jack.
Hello everyone.
And the kid in that awful hat, Ben Evans. The state on that. Anyway, I just want to say a quick message to Jane Ludlow. I heard it was her birthday on the 7th, and I hope she had a lovely birthday. Do you all think that as well?
Yeah, happy birthday, Jane. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jane.
Right, let's just get straight into it. Right, let's start with a Welsh Watch segment. Today, we're going to talk about Luke Jeffcott again. The Plymouth Argyle striker. This guy, honestly, he cannot stop scoring. And if you follow us on our social media, Twitter, have a look, Welsh Watch Pod, you'll just see loads of tweets about the kid. He just can't stop scoring. He's on fire, and we just can't ignore him anymore. For me, he's got to be in the squad. We haven't got that many options up top. And the fact that he can't stop scoring, and I know it is League One and the standard isn't as good, but for a man who's got those stats in any single league, you can't ignore. What do you think, Lee? Do you reckon you'd put him into the squads for the Euros, or would you give him the friendly against Mexico that we have in a few months?
100%, I'd send him to the Euros. Obviously, I'd play him in the friendly as well. First time amongst the first team Wales squad, so good to experience that. But yeah, if you're on form, you've got to take him. Like, no matter what it is, if you're firing on all cylinders, you're going to score wherever. So I think he should be in that squad, and perhaps maybe even start him. I know that might sound a bit ambitious, but why not? Look at the stats: 12 goals in 17 games for a young lad. He could fire all the way to finals again.
How about you, Tom? What do you reckon? Would you start him? Would you put him in the team, or would you leave him out for this one? Considering he is only young and he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Obviously, when we spoke about him last time, I said that I wouldn't take him yet because he's not had the experience at the high enough level. Now, though, like as Lee said, you can't ignore him. He is scoring goals every week, it seems like. And right now, we need a goal scorer in the team. So yeah, I'd definitely take him to the Euros, possibly start him, and who knows, he might even fire us all the way to glory, not the semi-finals.
Oh, maybe, let's hope. Jack, what do you think? If he keeps going like this on his fine form that he's in for Plymouth, could you see him, if they don't get the playoffs, going to another team in the summer?
Going to another team in the summer? Well, the form he's in right now, like Lee said, 12 goals in about 17 appearances. That's absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I really think if they don't get the playoffs, 100% he should go to a bigger club. But yeah, if that don't happen, like, it is what it is. But going forward to the Euros, 100% he should be challenging Kiefer Moore, because if he's scoring goals and mowing, why ain't we putting him on? So simple as 100% give him a chance. Definitely, he should be maybe not on the starting 11 right now, but the form that he's in, I think it's just going to get better and better. So maybe he will get to that point where he's on the starting 11.
What do you think, Ben? Obviously, we got quite a few good strikers anyway, but they are injured at the moment. Kiefer Moore's injured. He pulled his hamstring a few weeks back. Hal Robson-Kanu's injured as well. They've all picked up a little niggle over the last few weeks. What would you do? Where does he rank in that little debate between Kiefer Moore, Hal Robson-Kanu, and Christian Deutsch?
I was going to mention, but the thing is for me, and I think this is maybe not controversial, but I think, in my own head anyway, I've got like my idea of what the Wales squad's going to be now. And I think that'll be, I don't see many changes. And so I don't know if he's scoring goals, then yeah, maybe give him a chance in the friendlies. But I just think for someone who's doing well in League One, I'd still have someone maybe who's in like a Premier League club, like Robson-Kanu, for example, who even isn't actually playing that much, but like he's got the experience when it comes to Wales. He's at a higher level. like if Jeffcott gets like a move to the summer that like to a championship club, and he carries on that form, then yeah, the next tournament maybe, or maybe something like that. But I don't think this is the tournament to really get him going. But that's my opinion. I just think maybe give him a bit more time at maybe a higher level as well.
Interesting. I think we just put him in there, see what he does. And we have got a friendly against Mexico coming up soon. So put him in there, see how he does, and even maybe include him in the qualifiers. Let's talk about the injuries at the moment. We're obviously Gareth Bale's out injured now, and that's only for another 2 weeks. I don't know why he's injured, but he's out. Unlucky for you boys, even though you're not playing him. State on that. Kiefer Moore's out injured as well, so that's a big blow for Cardiff, who are actually playing Robert Glatzel. Can't do much. But there's also a big boost. Joe Allen is back. The Welsh Pirlo, the Welsh Xavi. I thought he should have won Ballon d'Or a few years back, but he didn't. But he's back. What do you think, boys? Do you think that's a big boost? I'll start with you, Ben. What do you think? Big boost?
I love him. He's just one of those Wales players that will always. He's like a Welsh legend, even though he's not. He doesn't get goals every game, but he's just a Welsh legend. And yeah, he just has the experience, and he does actually have that quality with that Pirlo-esque pass sort of thing. So yeah, I'm really excited to have him back.
Yeah, he basically is Pirlo at this stage. Tom, what do you think? Would you chuck him straight back in? I mean, he is fit, and he has been out for about 6 months, I think. So, is it a risk putting him back in to the games coming up, or would you just put him in?
I don't see much of a risk in putting him in the games coming up, because obviously they're not until March, so he has still got a couple of months with Stoke to find fitness. And he's probably walked into the starting lineup in the summer if he's fit, and then he can show the world what we all know. He is absolutely class, and the Ballon d'Or should be renamed the Allen d'Or.
Oh, I didn't even think of it. Smooth, Tom. I love that. Jack, what do you think? Obviously, brilliant player. Is he coming back in?
Well, you can't just miss out on his performances and his quality that he has. But with the injuries he's been out for a while now, quite a few months. So I really hope this doesn't knock his game down a bit and he doesn't come back the way he left. So I'm really hoping that doesn't knock his confidence or whatever, and he can just bounce back straight back in form he was in. But yeah, just fingers crossed now when he comes back, gets some minutes under his belt with Stoke, and he's back to the performances that he was doing before his injury. So yeah.
We need to get you a Joe Allen top, by the way. Lee, how big of a boost is it? How big of a boost to that midfield is it? Because obviously we're fielding like quite a young midfield. Ramsey isn't playing for Wales at the moment. He hasn't played he's played like 2 out of the last 18 or some ridiculous stat like that. But he is playing back at Juventus. How big of a boost for the Euros would it be to have Ramsey and Allen back in the midfield as a pair?
I think it's massive. You look at your team now, you've got very attack-minded players, and with the exception of Ethan Ampadu, who probably isn't having a great season, Sheffield United winless in the Premier League, I think you need that balance of attack and defence, and I think Joe Allen is that perfect player. He combines both, and I think that will help Ampadu alongside him. And then Ramsey, of course, he's got that extra attack in him, but he can also come back on the defence. So I think it's a massive boost. And yeah, your midfield looks sorted for the Euros.
I'm just going to give a quick mention, and I'll end the Welsh Watch segment with one player. It's only a quick mention, and he has been doing absolutely phenomenal over the Christmas period, and that is Connor Roberts. Obviously, he's helped Swansea go up to second place in the league. It could be their year. How do we know? I'll have a quick swoop round. Ben, is it Swansea's year?
It is, yeah. I think it actually is.
Jack, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. Yeah, I think.
Tom, what do you think? Swansea's year?
I don't think they're winning the championship, but I think they're coming back up to the Prem.
Lee, what do you think?
I'd agree with that. I don't think they'll win the championship, but second is secure for them, I think.
And then I'll come back across the line with one more question. Connor Roberts or Nico Williams? What do you think, Lee? Which one?
Right now, Connor Roberts, just because he's in a winning side. Nico Williams, he's not getting the game time as like Trent Alexander-Arnold. He got injured a few weeks back and he didn't get as much game time as probably we were expecting. So for me, it has to be Connor Roberts for now.
I agree with you there. On the game time as well, and he might be getting moved away because he has been impressive. I don't think it's linked with it. He's linked with anyone at the moment, but with the impressive run that he's put together, we could be seeing him in a bigger team. Who knows? Tom, what do you think? Which one?
I love Nico as much as anyone, or Neko, as I like to call him. But I think it's probably Connor's in possession now at the moment. But potentially January transfer window, Nico maybe a loan move, possibly even to someone like you lot, because you do sort of need a right back. But
Don't remind me.
Yeah.
Jack, what do you think? Which one?
Connor all the way. He's in a winning team, and that's what you want going into Euros, winning mentality. So, yeah, 100% right now, Connor.
Ben Evans, which one? Neko or Connor Roberts?
It's got to be Jazz Richards for me. No, but isn't it funny how in the first podcast we did, I said Connor Roberts starting, you were all like, no, never going to happen.
That is true.
He's put together that run. And you can't deny him. But I do actually think Jazz Richards, what a player.
Thank you.
Right, we'll go on to our new segment, and we will be running this for the month. It is called Transfer Talk, and we're just going to talk about which Wales players might be going, who should be going, and looking for more game time. So what we'll do is we'll start with Danny Ward. Obviously, he played for Wales in the most recent games, and he did put together some brilliant performances. And after not much game time with Leicester, I thought that was a brilliant few performances. What do you think? Ben, where do you think he should go? Should he go for more game time?
That's the thing. He's been getting the appearances in the Europa League for Leicester. Like he's been getting, the odd, get inclusion into the squad, and he's played in those games. So it's not regular football. It's at a high level, I suppose. But I'd maybe think about getting that championship move, like an upper level championship side, maybe.
What do you think, Jack? Where do you think? Do you think he should leave, or do you reckon he should stick with Leicester? Because obviously, I highly doubt he's going to get above Schmeichel in all the games.
Well, all it takes is one injury at the end of the day, so you never know. And I think Leicester knows that the performances that he put in for Wales, like they were decent as well. So obviously they would have seen that. So yeah, if Schmeichel does pick up an injury, then hey, could have a spot, but that's unlikely to happen at this moment in time. But should he move? I don't think he should move right now. He should stay at Leicester, continue to just around good players as well, and just build his confidence a bit more.
What do you think, Tom? Obviously, he's not getting any younger. Should he stay at Leicester just to stay around those good players like Jack says, or should he just move to maybe even a lower side in the Premier League? A lot of teams at the bottom of the Premier League do need a new keeper at the moment. So what do you think?
It's a tough one because obviously at the moment we don't know what the situation is with Wayne Hennessy regarding his fitness for the Euros. So Adam Davies is obviously starting week in, week out at Stoke at the moment. So if Ward wants to potentially have that shirt instead of Davies come the Euros, if Hennessy isn't available, then I think for me, he needs to push through for a move and get some game time.
Lee, do you agree with what Tom says, or should he just stick at Leicester, play those Europa League matches?
Yeah, I think I agree with Tom. I also agree with Ben. I think he should go to a championship side because the amount of games he play in the championship, if he can get a starting berth, he'll be fit, he'll be ready for the Euros, and even if Hennessy does come back, he will certainly push him for that place because Hennessy isn't playing. So yeah, if he can get that move, I think that's a positive sign, not only for him but for Hennessy, who might be pushed on, knowing that his place could be up for grabs for Ward.
I think it's an interesting debate with that one, but like you say, I think his place at Leicester is guaranteed, really. Obviously, he's not getting that game time, and if he did want game time in a place at the Euros over someone like Hennessy, and we don't know his fitness, then maybe he should think about moving. We'll go on to the next one, and it was confirmed earlier today, I believe, and that is Rabby Matondo going to Stoke City. Probably, for me, one of the weirdest signings. I was not expecting that. Well, in a way, but there's a reason I don't like it. He should have signed for Cardiff City. I will rant about Cardiff City later on in the podcast, so stay tuned for that. But why is he not going to Cardiff? Ben, talk to me. Fellow Cardiff fan, come on.
Yeah.
Have a rant.
I think it would have been great. I would have loved to have seen Cardiff, or just maybe even just one of the, maybe even Swansea, just for like the Welsh thing. But like, I like the fact he's in the Championship. I like the fact we'll actually get to see him a bit more because he wasn't playing for Schalke. He's had the odd good game. He's got a great goal against Leipzig last year in the league, but a move was needed if he wants to be playing like regularly. So I'm excited to see him play more. And I think Stoke's the right sort of club for him, I'd say maybe. And I think he's good enough to start getting more starts for them. A bit gutted it wasn't Cardiff, but who knows what Cardiff are going to sign. So don't really know.
Highly doubt anyone. But at the end of the day, I'd much rather play with Michael O'Neill over Neil Harris. It's a no-brainer for me. Jack, what do you think of the signing? Are you excited to see him in the Championship?
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited to see him play a lot more. And obviously, it's a downfall they haven't gone to Cardiff. Like Cardiff would have been needed for them really. But a positive, I think, is that Alan's back from injury, and the link-up play that they could possibly have, which you never know, it might not work. But hey, something could happen for their partnership, and then bring it over to the Welsh team. Some magic could happen. You never know. But hey, 6 months. Let's see how he does, and hopefully his form's decent.
Tom, like Jack says, with the partnership with Alan, do you think that's a big factor that we could see working in the Euros?
Yeah, obviously it helps to sort of have that recognition of playing with someone on a week in, week out basis, especially going into an international tournament, because you don't get to play international football that regularly to form the relationships with the other players. So it's a similar one to obviously Rodon and Ben Davies at Tottenham, other combinations like that. You get that sort of rapport from playing with each other or even training with each other. I'm very surprised that like you lot didn't go in for him. But yeah, I think Stoke was a good move for him. Sort of Stoke, Blackburn, somewhere around that sort of level in the Championship is where he should be playing.
I agree. Lee, what do you think about Rabby Matondo and his position in the Wales squad? Like, where does he even fit in that squad? Is he a starter? Is he a bench player that you'll bring on? What do you think?
For me, I think he's just a bench player. If he had the full year, last year now, of playing, then you could argue he deserves a place. But having not played that much, and now with the move to Stoke, he still has to impress. I think he's a bench player at best. But I do think the move to Stoke is a big positive. And you might not like me for this, but I think it's a better move than to Cardiff City.
I couldn't agree more. The state on that club at the moment, honestly. The state on it.
Can you tell he's going to start ranting later?
I'm saving it. I'm holding it in for the prediction stage, honestly. But I'd much rather play under Michael O'Neill than Neil Harris. But then again, he won't be there for long anyway. So let's go on to the next player. He won't, let's be honest. We'll go on to the next player, Dan James. Man United. I have seen him linked to Leeds United over the last few weeks. And obviously he had that historic or like well-known flirtatious relationship with Leeds a few years ago where he was at the club about to sign. And then that move fell through. What do you think, Ben? Dan James, should he stay to find that game time? Because he's not actually getting that much at United.
I mean, he's got the old game this season, but he's not good enough for Man U, I don't think. He's great when he plays. He has those odd little moments. His pace is great, and he scored goals, but he's not Man United quality. He's just not. And I just think like if he has to keep up with players like Rashford, Martial, Fernandes, all of them, then he's not going to be a starter anytime soon. So I think a move to a Premier League side is fine. He's good enough to play in the Premier League, but not Man U.
Where do you see his position in the Wales squad, Jack? Like when he played last time out, he had a lot of praise. He scored that absolute banger. Where do you think his Where do you think he is in that Wales squad? Obviously, there's a lot of talent in the wings and where he in his positions. What would you say? Over David Brooks, over Gareth Bale?
See, it's tough. And I really don't know for Dan James, honestly, but without the game time that he's getting at Manchester United, but the game time that he did have for Wales, he definitely shown what he's capable of, especially in that final game. He was brilliant. So I think a move is definitely needed for Dan James, especially looking forward to the Euros. If he's going to be in better form as well, so I think at Man United, he's not going to get that there. He's not going to be able to have enough time, enough game time to produce that form. So a change is much needed. So yeah, definitely, I think he needs a move.
What do you two lads think? Dan James, where should he go? What should he do?
I think if there was a time for him to go, I think for me he should have gone in the summer to get a whole season of football because he's been in and out of the United team up till now. And even if he goes somewhere in January, if he goes to Leeds, then Leeds have played pretty well. And he's got to break past one of Rafinha or Jack Harrison, and they've both been playing very well, respectively. So I think for me, he's missed his opportunity to go in the summer. And now it's going to be very difficult for him to get a move to a Premier League club to get the game time.
Yeah, because like you say, a Premier League club, he is that level. Like you can't deny he is a good player. Where do you think he could go, Lee? What club do you think he should go to? Is it a Premier League club or is it high end Championship, like a Norwich or someone like that? Bournemouth maybe, but then they have got David Brooks.
Well, it's really tough. To me personally, I do think he's a Man United player. I just don't think he's being played in the right position. And it's hard for him because he's got Rashford and Martial in his way, which is why he should move. I do feel he is a Man United player. Thinking of a club, if Swansea do go up, I think it'd be good for him to go back to Swansea because I think he's loved there. So why not? And it's important for him to get the game time for him to develop. So yeah,
That'd be a good move actually, Swansea. But keep an eye on that one because I think there might be some activity in Dan James personally, and I hope there is because I hope he does get that game time for the Euros. But let's go on to our predictions, and this week is the FA Cup. Let's do it. So the prediction stage, it is the FA Cup third round this weekend, and let's start with Cardiff City. Three of us support Cardiff City, and as you'd all know, what an absolute state that is at the moment. Awful run of form. Neil Harris, please move on. Just like honestly, lose 2-1 to Wickham away, bottom of the league. Oh, come on. Lost to Norwich as well, 2-0 away. They're obviously top of the Championship. We can't really deny that one. 3-2 to Brentford as well. But we haven't even looked good. Wickham away, they look like Barcelona. They look like 1980s Brazil. The state on that club, it just needs a full switch around, I think. Everything needs to be reshuffled, and let's just hope Neil Harris is gone by in the next few weeks. But it was lucky that we didn't play Rotherham, actually, because we would have lost, let's be honest. I think I even put Rotherham to beat Cardiff in my Bet365 fivefold. So it's a shame because it would have won me money as well. So, but anyway, right. So obviously they are playing. Who are they playing? Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest away at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest aren't up there like everyone thought they would be, but they have been on a good run of form recently. They're unbeaten in the last 5. Last game they won 1-0 away to Preston with a Lewis Grabban penalty. And for me, oh Jesus, I'm going to go with Nottingham Forest 3, Cardiff City 0. I don't think anything's happening for Cardiff this week, and I think that will be the end of Neil Harris's reign as the Cardiff manager. Praise the Lord. I think that's him done. But that's my rant over about Cardiff City. On to you, Ben. What do you think?
Wow. I think it's gonna be a really boring game. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I agree with most of the things you say about like Neil Harris. I think I think he's pretty much on his way out unless he can somehow miraculously turn it around. But I can't see it happening. I think we're going to lose. I think it's going to be really boring 1-0, and I think this could be his last game.
I think he's like a toddler in a 40-foot pool. He's out of his depth, honestly. Jack, what do you think? Score prediction, please.
Yeah, I do think it's Neil's last game as well. So I think he's going to go out on a bang, and it's going to be a 2-0 loss.
Out on a bang, okay.
I hope so. I hope we win. I hope we win because I would love to see a cup run, but can't see it happening. Tom, what do you think?
Yeah, same as Murphy, 2-0 Forest, and you're lucky it's not a league game because otherwise you're sliding down to League One, lad.
Lee, what do you think?
Lee, you think they're going to win, right? You think Cardiff are going to win?
I do. Magic of the cup.
Oh, I was joking, but okay.
2-1.
Who's going to score? Robert Glatzel, firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, Robert Glatzel.
Harry Wilson.
No, it's going to be Benkovic. Oh, wait. We don't have him anymore.
Oh, no.
Flynn.
Oh, right.
That would be the return of a god.
Let's move on from Cardiff City before I talk about Aidan Flint. My God. Right, let's move on to their rivals, big rivals, Swansea City, away to Stevenage this week. They've won 3 out of the last 4. They are on absolute form. They find themselves second in the league with just 4 points behind Norwich City. Last time out, they beat Watford. And if you haven't seen it, Jamal Lowe does that celebration to Ben Foster's camera. I love that, to be honest. But it's a 2-1 win, very impressive. And they play Stevenage, who are unbeaten in the last 3. They beat Scunthorpe 3-1 last time, and they find themselves 22nd in the league too. I think this is going to be quite a breeze for Swansea, and I don't think they'll play their main players, but I think they'll still win. I'm going to go with Swansea 4, Stevenage 0. What do you think, Ben?
Don't disagree with what you say. I think it'll be a bit more boring than that. I think it'll be like a 2-1 at a push, but I'm going to just make my prediction 1-0 to Swansea.
What do you think, Jack?
I agree. Swansea's run of form is so strong. I'm going to go with just a 1-0. 1-0 Swansea.
Tom, what do you think? Who's taking that? Who's going into the 4th round?
I'm glad you told me Stevenage's current situation, but it has nothing to do with my prediction. Magic Cup, 1-0 Stevenage.
Oh, going for the shot. Don't put it in a bet, Tom. Lee, what do you think?
Easy Swansea victory, 3-0.
I agree with that one. And then we go on to Newport County. Magic of the Cup. That sums them up in the FA Cup, doesn't it? They love a cup run, and they go up against Brighton. Brighton and Hove Albion again. Newport are winless in the last 4, though. They dropped down into 2nd, but they have got a game in hand over Carlisle. Last drew 1-1 away to Crawley, and it's a good point because it's considering they're 2nd in the league, but Crawley did have 10 men for most of the game. Brighton have drawn 4 out of the last 5 games. Their last one was a 3-3 to Wolves. Brilliant game for a neutral, but for a Brighton fan, well, they must have enjoyed it. They were 3-1 down, I think. And they are sat 17th in the Premier League, and even though Fulham have 2 games in hand on them. And I'm going to go with Magic of the Cup here. I'm going to say 3-1 Newport. What do you think, Ben?
I think it's going to be 1-1. I think it'll be a replay.
Yeah,
down to the Amex. What do you think, Jack?
I'd love to see Newport do it. But the Magic of the Cup, I don't know. Might be the same as Ben. A replay, 1-0.
What do you think, Tom? Magic of the Cup or not?
Nah, draw specialists 2-2.
What do you think, Lee? Are Newport going into that 4th round?
Unfortunately, I can't see it. 2-1 Brighton.
Come on, Newport! They're doing it. I'm telling you now, boys, they're doing it. They're going all the way. They are going all the way. Flynn is at the wheel. Right, that's all we got time for this week. It's going to be a good round of games. It's going to be a good weekend of FA Cup. Maybe not for Cardiff City. Let's not talk about them anymore because we will run out of time. But thank you very much for watching. It was a good episode, I think. I'm your host, Ben Thomas. I was joined with Ben Evans.
Good night, everyone.
Jack.
Happy New Year, everyone. See you soon.
Tom.
Bye, everyone. Ben, your hat's shocking.
Thank you, Tom.
I agree. Lee.
See you next week, lads.
Thank you very much. I hope you all had a happy new year. If you want to check our socials down below, have a look. And if you want to check out any of our previous videos, go and have a look. Thanks very much for watching. And
they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.